All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Leading Crypto on this fabulous TA Tuesday. Right, we do TA Thursdays on Debate Crypto every week, but this is a nice TA Tuesday here on our own channel. So I'm joined today by the handsome Burr Max over live in Dubai, and today we're going to cover a couple of things here. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin as always, the SPX. We are going to take a look at Ethereum and Solana. Possibly any requests or a couple of requests if they come through while the live stream is going on. And from there, I think we're just going to kind of jump right into it today. So coming a couple of minutes late, apologize about that. We do aim to be on here every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. The most important question of the day is Burr Max. How are you doing over there, sir?
I'm very well, mate. It's been an interesting trading day. There's not been any clear trades, but we'll go over what's happened since our last stream.
Absolutely. We've had a little bit of news coming in as well. So that's always, makes for either an uneventful day or a very, very moving some day as well. So it kind of turned, I don't know, if the PPI news comes out, it kind of appears to be like sort of a nothing burger, but I guess, a no news is good news in a sense for it to be not terrible. Richard Wright. Grass isn't greener on the other side. Grass is greener where you water it. That is the case. How you doing, everybody? OC Pet Doctor, how you doing? Job is overrated. Agree. All right. It's a good phrase. Absolutely. All right, cool. We're going to jump right into it. Max, you want to take a look at Bitcoin, kind of cover yesterday's price action, see what we could have done, what we did do, and what we did wrong.
Sure, I'll pop the screen now, bear with me. I'm actually going to go straight onto the trading view chart. So Magic has been mentioning, he mentioned it yesterday, that he's looking for higher. And as you can see today, it's kind of just been in an uptrend. Now, if you're looking at the hourly uptrend, it really has to take this high for that to continue. If we lose the low, and more specifically this low, that's when the trend is changing. It's failed to change. Sorry. So it really has to take this high to keep this momentum that we've suddenly got going, to look for, a rise during this bear market. I don't know what the actual phrase is. Continuation, not a continuation of the bear market, but what do you call it when you get the
price reversal?
Not a price reversal. When you get one of them pumps in the bear market to then bring us back down, So for it to continue, it really needs to take this high. And Magic has mentioned that this is his area for the next pit stop, effectively. So keep that in your mind. I am looking for here because it very easily could be a trade there. You've got a golden pocket there from this high here. Golden pocket, the last week's naked point of control, a relief rally. Isaac, you're a legend. I love you. A relief
Isaac, legend.
There you go. A relief rally. The word was on the tip of my tongue. I just couldn't think of it. To get the relief rally. So, with that in mind, you do have to be thinking and looking for Magic would always say, the pivots in the market for where they're going to come, for where you can protect yourself for a continuation of this bear market that we're in. So, this will just be a scalp, not a scalp, maybe an intraday trade. I'm not really expecting this to be the pivotal point, but you've got a lot of levels there. You've got that daily that's untapped, hiding just there. Sorry if you guys can't see it, but you've got the Q2 low. It's an important level. Now you get above there, Q3 low, and can swing for this high. And I don't really go much higher time frame than that. So if I kind of leave that to Magic, listen to his analysis, and I'm where I'm looking for a little relief rally here. Now, this trend today has actually been somewhat decent. The open interest has been, let me hide the mark levels. They're always disgusting when you zoom out. When they're making like this, you can see the open interest has been increasing with the with the trend, which is what you want to see. It provides some strength to this move. So, if you're thinking, is this a weak or a strong trend? It's a strong trend. The open interest has been increasing. The delta has been increasing. This is everything that you want to see for a trend to continue. So that's a good thing, I guess. But now where we ended yesterday, we were here, and I was actually calling for a swing failure pattern of, I believe it was these lows here. We got one here, but it actually did front run the golden pocket from the low. And then it came down later on in the night. And, you swung failed here, or you swung failed. You actually tested it as resistance, but then broke back above it and tested it as support. So theoretically, this should have been your entry. If you were to mark out the level, do it from here. You swung failed the level here. Granted, it was only a very minor one. And I would argue there wasn't really an entry. You could argue there was a small entry there because you had huge selling and stagnated open interest. In the day or the evening, you came back below there to actually tested this low as resistance, broke above it and tested it as support. And then that pretty much set the tone for effectively the rest of the day and today. Today's been very interesting trading because we've had a couple areas where one to go off. For example, when we had the let me find the shot I had up later. So we had this come out at 5:30 mine time. Producers, it's in relation to inflation, and it was lower than forecast, which is really good for us, which is obviously whatever time it came out for you. It came out here, huge pump up, and then it did swing fail the high that was made earlier on in the day, London high. So New York opened, pre-markets opened, but then again there was no clear swing failure pattern from an order flow standpoint anyway, because you didn't have stagnated open interest. You didn't have crazy high delta compared to the open interest. You got the volume spike, okay, but sometimes you need a bit more. And for me, I actually didn't get it. So it's been an interesting trading day because it's not been there from an order flow standpoint. And I was speaking to Isaac in the group. Yeah, I've got bad connection, so sorry guys. It keeps dropping down. Not sure why. I'm having the issues that Magic normally has. But I was speaking to Isaac in the group, and we were saying that when you do have really low volume, you get these type of issues when trying to look for order flow, specifically when you trading an asset like Bitcoin, and you're used to getting many millions in a 5-minute candle, let's say, and then you're spending a lot of the time not even scraping a million together in a candle. So it's very difficult to really trade intraday. And then when the chances were coming to us, they weren't clear trades to take. So it was, a difficult trading day, I would say, because it's been in an uptrend with no clear ways to really get in it. Like even here, when you had a swing failure pattern, there was no reason to enter there from an order flow standpoint. But again, if you were just looking for swing failure pattern on TradingView, or you had your entry and you closed pretty much straight away back above it, and then I guess you could say you've got the buying imbalances. But I look for a bit more than that when I'm trying to trade a swing failure pattern. And to be fair, I wasn't getting anything. So this leaves us to where we are now. Now, I'm going to continue and just say the trend's strong. So to trade against it, I want a clear trade because the trend is strong. The open interest is increasing, as is the delta. So until I get a clear change in market structure, I'm going easy on the shorts, and I just want a clear trade, and we've not had one yet. Now, clear trade. Well, to be fair, I've got the daily untapped there, which is right on the golden pocket. I will look at the daily open, but I don't think we're going to get it. I think the next trade really is going to be, this one here, the golden pocket from above with the weekly naked point of control. Now, CVO asked me to go over Dixie, so let's do that. And we've been in this. I'm on the daily time frame here. We have been bouncing around this golden pocket, which is, a major golden pocket. Magic has had this up on his chart for a while. And he said that if we get a bounce from here, that could cause us some pain. Now, as you can see today, as the core PPI came out, it's had a drop straight through, but it's actually regained the level. So, what that means for us is, well, if it regains and really does get a bounce on the way, well, it's going to continue us with our downtrend. So it's something to be aware of. If you're taking any swing trades effectively. But yeah, I've really not got much else to go over here, CVO. The TPO is very based. There's not leaning one side or the other. Yes, you've got the selling tail, but with the trend, I do expect that to be taken. So I'm not really too concerned of this selling tail that we've got. But yeah, quiet day due to effectively the volume being as low as it has been. So yeah, over to you, CVO. Hopefully my connection wasn't too bad for you guys.
No,
We can always
cut out a
go
little
over
bit.
it.
It was perfect, sir. Let's see. All right, there we are. Cool. Yeah, it froze up a couple times. I was gonna cut you off there a second, but you kind of always came back on, so I got the gist. All right, so just kind of covering pretty simple idea here for the S&P as well. It's kind of a simple range here. You got a pretty high time frame quarterly range based off of volume. And we had, obviously, a pretty nice run from the low so far, reclaim of the point of control. Right now, we're basically running into the golden pocket, right, as we're coming into this region. So 4,035, 4,008 in this region here. So it's going to be interesting to see, kind of a reaction here. Obviously, claiming this level, we're more than likely going to rotate it to the high, about 4,131. I do want to point out that we do have an untapped weekly key level that just came in this week, down back at about 39,100. So for any kind of short-term movement, right, just kind of playing around, see how that would line up. Doesn't really have a specific fib level coming down to it. Essentially, from a golden pocket standpoint, it could be a 382. But if we did turn around right here, this would be one of the areas I'd be looking, for the S&P to come down to. At that point, you would be losing the point of control, so you would want to pay attention to see how we react at this level. Very possible to come back down and start taking out the range low again. So so kind of all in lines with looking for Bitcoin and crypto and everything to kind of get a little bit more of a leg up before we get another pullback here, right, into those regions we were talking about for Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at Ethereum here in a second as well. A lot of the altcoins look like they have, a good gap up that they could kind of push up for maybe today and into tomorrow. There's some more news coming out tomorrow that I think everybody, will kind of be waiting around for. So realistically, to me, it's very likely that we do get a little bit more upside and then a pullback, right, traditionally. So it's going to be timed out with the news as always. But let's take a look at each. So yesterday we went over a couple of things, right? So, Max and Magic are the Bitcoin guys. I tend to pay a lot more attention to the altcoins. Ethereum is a main one, right? So yesterday on stream, we were right here, right? So we're going to play the old replay tool. Let me see here. I'll cut that off. 48. So it's right there. All right. So we were right in this region. I did change this obviously because we got new daily information now. So yesterday we were looking for, if you didn't catch this move, which, like I said, it front ran the weekly key level that I've been looking for, which once again has a high statistical target to be hit within the week. Yesterday we were obviously very close to it. We had a daily target as well. We went over these both in the Sunday members only market update that we do every Sunday night in the Leading Crypto Discord server. We do that every Sunday after the weekly close, kind of give a good outlook for the week. And we were, around this region at the time on Sunday night. So this played out to be a pretty nice little move. This was about a 10% rally with a couple of nice areas to be paying attention for. So now yesterday when we came back down, what we were looking for, right? So we were about 1248 yesterday, right? So that was the previous day value area high. Right, we're coming up to this region right here. I'm sorry, right there, this little wick. So we were looking for, the acceptance back into the range. And then at that point, we had a couple of confluences down with this golden pocket, right? And you can watch yesterday's video for this. I'm not going to pull all the information back up, but this was the overall val. This was the golden pocket. This was also the daily open. I mean, there's a lot of things right here that was going to offer up at least a bounce, right? So also you would have rotated yesterday's range, and so on. So obviously we came down to this region, and then in the group, I posted basically the next setup, right? So next trade at hand would have been from this golden pocket, and we're going to start playing this out, right? Turn on some new info here. All right. So you had this golden pocket. We had this new untapped daily right here that came in. This was your first TP if you were to got in at this golden pocket region. Very similar to Bitcoin, right? Kind of swooped down, came back once again for the golden pocket here. Basically did an SFP for Bitcoin, which was nice. But we were looking at yesterday. And then, so you had a first target up here at the daily. We also had our daily open, right? This was an area you wanted to see reclaimed. Got that right here. From there, you're taking it up to the previous point of control. Overall value area high, and then this box up here is a main target, right? Front ran this so far today, so it'll be interesting to see if we do get it from that golden pocket up, right? If you were to get in there, that's a 7 to 8% move. Would the price action have to stop and turn around here? Not by any means, but this has just offered up a really nice, trade to be had, right? So I did take the short yesterday pretty aggressively, posted the results in the group as well. I took a 22x short right here with a 1% stop loss down in the golden pocket, flipped long right here. And right now I've already took 2 take profits. I'm looking for the third one up at this untapped weekly right here, coming in at the previous day high as well. We do have the previous week coming in at like 1340-ish. So if we do get just like a crazy spike up, Bitcoin runs it up to 17,600 and things of that nature, I do imagine we'd see something like that. But within this region and that 1340 area, I'd be looking for, that next major short area, right? So not to be overlooked that we are, basically still within the, previous range right here. So you're coming in, you're knocking your head on the overall high. So if you start living within this area, rotating this range back down to the low is very likely as well. So that's what I'm looking for today in the near future here. These played out pretty well, obviously, yesterday, but now looking for, pretty much a short area coming up to this region and possibly up to like 1340. And then if those don't hit, obviously we got the main golden pocket comes in at like 1400, I believe. Let me pull that up. Long morning, man. There it is right there. So 1384 to 1400. That would be a bigger, opportunity if we just continue straight up from here. So I'll be seeing a reaction around those 3 areas, I suppose. So you got the untapped weekly, you got the previous week comes in with the high. We'll just drop this down, right? So previous week high comes in. $13.47, sorry. So 1, 2, and 3, these are the next major areas I'd be looking for in a short term for Ethereum, right? So looking at a little bit of a higher time frame, just once again, taking a peek at the overall range we've been in for quite a while, right? This is more so the swing trade, weeks to months to play out, right? So not just your intraday stuff. We still are pretty much where we've been living, right above this Q2 POC. Right, we still got the untapped daily below us at 1,031. And then we still have our local golden pocket quarterly key level EQ of the range. This is the area you'd want to get back above, in my opinion, for the continuation to the upside, right? So, so I mean that's pretty much ETH, right? I mean that's about as in depth as we can get right now. Still just pretty much making out the plans here, getting prepared for downside if possible. Still got the devil's basement down here, right? We call this the quinceañera now. If you see me posting about the quinceañera, that's where we come up with that. So it's an inside joke, I suppose, from the group from Sunday night. But that is the that 528 area. I bring that up because if we lose this range low, right? So I know that this is actually a really good point to make here. So on Bitcoin, we lost the recent low, right, on the drawdown from June, but on Ethereum we have not. On ETH, if we lose this low, it's gonna be a quick ride probably down to this region, right? So I mean, 700 in that area is gonna offer up a pit stop, but you really don't want to open up this can right here. There's a pretty large inefficiency in the market, known as a single print. That opens up right below here, and yeah, it's pretty much a landslide down at least 528. So that's why we call it the devil's basement. But until we start losing some of these areas, at least I see a move back up to this region possibly, right? Once again, it's like a $1,200-$1,400 region. I'm sorry, 12-14% move to the upside. Could take some time, obviously, to get to that area. You'd have to see the reaction at this point. It's going to offer up some pretty decent resistance as we get there. You're going to have to pay attention to, Bitcoin, the rest of the market at that time as well. But if we start coming down and conclusively losing, this 1221, right? 1221 has been the number. Untapped daily is the one I'm really, really interested in a short-term position for a bounce. And then you got the overall low. And if you lose that low, like I said, it's landslide time. Solana, I just want to take a look at this as well. We've been, kind of covering through the fiascos of the FTX and all those projects and everything that's been affiliated with Sam Bankman-Fried. I still think that, a lot of these are just trading very technically, right? So Solana, right, we were targeting at the time this untapped quarterly key level, right? Once we broke down from our range here. So once again, just kind of peeking at a pretty simple range, not too many, not too much confusing areas, levels, the this or that, pretty cut and dry. So obviously losing this, overall value area low. So the overall range comes in at, 1258 of where we are now. This is actually last week. So point of control lines up nicely with this quarterly key level, right? We spent a lot of time right here. Once again, this was untapped on the way down. So this was a major area that, we were paying attention for. Right now, we seem to be holding it. Daily right here is, to me, would just offer up a pit stop on the way up. This untapped weekly up here in 1960 is a major area I'm looking for in the short term. Getting back above these areas is crucial to, kind of continuing any more upside as far as that would go. But for a short-term play, I think that this has, some opportunity. This is like a 35% move. So keyword on the short play, right? So yeah. All right. I think that there's Max. I was gonna say, I think I'm the lone man standing today. Is your connection cutting out, man?
I came back. It kicked me off, but I deleted it and restarted it. Came back all good.
Perfect. Yeah, we kind of had a short and sweet update today. It's just kind of waiting to see some action here. So
one thing I do want to mention though is the tweet. Is this tweet? Can I share?
Oh yeah, the Michael Saylor, right?
No, the MicroStrategy.
That's what I mean. Yeah, his company or one he works with.
Oh, Inception. Sorry, everyone. There we are. Look at this. MicroStrategy's next margin call at 13,500. Oof. They've got had a ton of Bitcoin to reduce to reduce them from being margin called. So that's an interesting level, 13,500, because I believe it was a previous high. So yeah, be aware of this. If we do start to dump, it could cause a bit more panic when we get to that level. But yeah, I'm sure Magic will have his own opinion when he comes back tomorrow, but certainly an interesting thing to be aware of.
Man, MicroStrategy is like the epitome of DCA. They've had the DCA all the way down, at this point. So, maybe one day they'll come out victorious at the end of it. Yeah, very, very, very interesting times. It's man, Gareth Soloway, right? When him and a couple other guys were talking of, the .com era and how things had to get, washed out and the final plunge and flushes, right? It's just like when you hear these things and you kind of agree to it, right? It's like, yeah, there's a ton of altcoins. There's like 20,000 or 30,000, projects now, and we've went through bear markets, of course, where the still all these coins survived them somehow, or they come back, in tenfold in next bull run. But we had BNB, Binance. I'm sorry, Binance was not anywhere near the FTX scandal now at this point. But in 2018, when we fell from $6,000 to $3,000, Binance was actually at the helm of all the bad news. They were getting hacked. That's when that whole SAFU came out. They funds were frozen. People couldn't get into the accounts. Just all kinds of things of that nature. So it's interesting to note that years later, CZ is looked at as a hero across the board. And I feel like the same thing happens with Elon Musk. At times, he's everyone's favorite person. And then at times he's the most, despicable person on the planet. And then he comes right back. I feel, that, this could be something that kind of happens with FTX, but we'll see. I guess this also could just be the scapegoat that needed to be taken out. Because if you're going to take out 20,000 cryptos, I guess you start taking out the exchanges that they're on, because everybody's pulling out everything. I mean, at this point, everyone's very fearful, expecting that, because people are pulling, things off exchanges or cashing out that, their project or their coins, that, things are going to dip even harder. Which very well could happen. I just don't know if the timing of that, would be right this moment. It would definitely be the time to get like a surprise pump while everybody's really, on the sidelines, or, basically puking the lows. And whether or not that's just a short-term rally or not, that's, yet to be seen. But very interesting time for sure. What do you think about all that, Max?
I was just going to say, I got wrecked by CZ when I swear they used to pull the plug on Binance and you couldn't access the website, the app, or anything. Right. And whenever volatility came, they used to just pull the plug and you just couldn't do anything. If you're in a position, you were getting wrecked. I got wrecked one time, and that's what made me move to Bybit. Because everyone was shouting about it for so long. Oh, Bybit's the best. Da, 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 da. And then I was like, nah, I'm happy with Binance. And I got absolutely hammered. And so I don't think he's a hero. I still remember getting.
So do you remember that though? Because I don't feel like many people weren't probably even around back then, anyways. But even if you were, I remember it because the same thing. Like it was a known thing. Like right now, FTX is like freezing withdrawals and this and that, and you probably might not ever get your money back. And that was just a normal occurrence on Binance a couple years back, and there was definitely nothing you could do. I mean, that was an out of country exchange that, especially in America, we couldn't even, KYC to technically use legally. So you were wishing and hoping anytime you sent money to an exchange as it was. FTX obviously was something that was at least masked with a little bit more, legitness, I suppose, if that's a word. But it's a very interesting time. The timing of these collapses and everything. I know that everybody believes it's wrapped around the elections and what have you. But we'll definitely have to see how it progresses. The low is more than likely not in. However, the bear market relief rallies, right, are real. So if we get some big pushes, just once again, you want to have a plan in place. You want to have a strategy. You don't want to be chasing anything. You don't want to. You can do whatever you want, I suppose. It's not financial advice by any means, but it's definitely going to be a wild ride coming up. I think that the range will continue for quite some time. So, this is one of the things. This is why, I used to be a big pattern trader, right? Like that was my forte. But I knew that coming into, a downtrend in the market, a bear market more than anything, that I need to switch my strategy up because you got 3 years in the past of sideways action, and then you got one bull run, 1 year of upside, right? If that's going to be the case again. You're really going to want to be able to, differentiate between, what's just range rotation, and what's, going to be full on, multi-year breakouts, which I think we're probably not destined to have for quite some time. So, that XRP story I bring up all the time. I wish I was looking at the market the way I look at it now, because, I would have sold every time we hit the high, and I would have bought, at least somewhat back towards the low, or even, midway DCA back through. We went from 15 cents to 30 cents. So 100% move up and a 50% move down several times on, my holdings. And I was already down so much. So every time it would, run up, I would get, some hope that it would just return to whatever, just to watch it dwindle back down, you know, over the next 2 weeks. And definitely legitimacy, legitness. Yeah, we're struggling with words today, Magic, without you, man. Or Keegan. Yeah, so that, but yeah, so that's the words of wisdom, I suppose, for the day. But we'll see how things, see how the rest of the week goes. So today, just kind of waiting to see if we get a nice move here. Do have some more news coming out tomorrow. So once again, we do this live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, sometimes 10:06. If you are interested in joining the Leading Crypto Discord server, our information is in the information box below. We do have a general area, so you can come in, if you're not a member, and just kind of ask questions, make a request for a video if you'd like, things of that nature. We're pretty active throughout the day. So what you got there, Max?
This is the news that's coming out tomorrow. It's the core retails, whichever one that is. Got Canadian CPI. It'll be interesting though, because hopefully that'll bring some volatility around when we've got our live trading session. So that should be hopefully a good one tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we'll be live trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, Max and I, and probably Magic too. So that'll be fun. And that's going to be exclusive for the members in the Leading Crypto Discord server. We'll do that 8 a.m. Eastern before the public live stream. So that'll be fun. Generally, all that news hits at like 8:30 a.m. Eastern. So we're always kind of starting it up a little bit before we get the whipsaws. But perfect. Awesome. You got anything else to add, Max? I think we can kind of, wrap it up a little early today.
All good.
Awesome. Well, hope you all enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in this beautiful world. If this content has entertained you to some degree, be sure to like and subscribe to the video. If you guys would like to come and, watch Max and I struggle over words and correct us on them, this is definitely the place to be. So we keep it legitness up in here. CVO and the Vape God signing off. Till next time, everybody.